Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Casual Caffeinated Conversations. I'm super excited today because I'm joined by the famous Mr. Karmali. This is so awesome because I see you on TV and I hear you on the radio. But my favorite thing is when you interview entrepreneurs, which is so fun. Thank you again for joining me for this. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's my pleasure to be joining you. Thank you for having me. And what a great day we're having today outside. Look at that. There's no wind, no rain, no snow. We enjoy that for sure.
I know, fingers crossed that it stays that way. I'm sure we'll get at least one more of snow somewhere along the way.
For sure.
But it's good. We're going to start off with a game. So I'm just going to say one word and you're going to say the first word that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Mental health,
Help,
finances,
challenges,
community,
love,
connection,
one-on-one,
mental illness.
problem.
Perfect. This next question is a one-word answer.
Okay.
Why is mental health, illness, and wellness such a hard, scary topic to talk about?
Unknown.
Right. Like, this is my favorite question because everybody has given a different answer, from society to stigma, now unknown, and we haven't had that one yet. So it's really neat to see what people say. So this can be a long answer.
Okay.
If someone needs to ask for help and they don't know how, what is your suggestion?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is find someone that we can speak to. This is something I tell my children to tell my clients. We all need someone that we can confide into and share our thoughts with. So if we have that one person, that's the good starting point, and then have that person help you find help. Sometimes we don't need the answers from that individual. We just need to have someone that we can help as a guide, or maybe even like your GPS. It's not going to give you the actual what's going to happen at the destination, but I'll tell you how to get there.
That's a great answer. Now, to go with that answer, a lot of the time when people are thinking about who they should reach out to, one of the barriers that hits them is they don't want to approach their friend or their family members because that person has so much going on in their life and they don't want to hinder that. And that's always the first thought. I don't want to drop more on that person. So how can we overcome that aspect of asking for help?
I was in the same boat. I thought the same thing. Two parts that came to me. Number one, what am I really asking for? I'm asking for direction. Usually I'm not asking for a solution. I'm asking for guidance in regards to who can I go get help from, versus the answer to my problem. That's most of the time what I'm asking for. So I don't think I'm a bird in those cases, because if someone asked me, can you give me directions? Can you give me a phone number? Can you help me connect me with somebody? That's an easier ask than can you solve my problem? The second part to that, I think, when it comes to feeling like you're a burden on somebody else, is that we don't value help. We think help is a vulnerability that's a negative piece versus a strength. Took me a long time to understand that actually I want to help people. That's what I do for a living. But then asking for help makes me feel like I'm weak. So what am I actually thinking of my clients, my guests on my show, whoever it may be, family members, when they're asking me for help? I have no problem. Yeah, I'm here to help you. But why can't I ask for the same thing? So sometimes realizing that asking for help is actually strength and courage than it is being at a point where you're at a disadvantage, or you're vulnerable, or you're hurting somebody.
Yeah, and I think you're totally right. And it is just getting over that, right? Like, we really do have to learn to ask for help, and we have to teach people that it's okay to ask for help. So my word for the year is action. What is your word for the year?
Ooh, you're bringing it down to one. I would say consistency. This year would be I want to be consistent in everything that we do. We practice everything in my career, in my business. We do little things. We practice and practice and practice and practice, but it's the consistency of the practice, not just the practice itself. The more repetitions, the more volume that we do of the same thing over and over again, the better we can master it, the more we can help, the more we can make a difference. And I think consistency would be the one word I would definitely use this year.
Yeah, love it. I love that word. And last question. This year is also about changing the narrative around multiple things. If you could change the narrative around one word or one saying or one thing, what would it be?
The hardest part when it comes to, and you're asking the one word, so I'm going to be answer is a bit longer, but the one word I would focus on to change is it would probably be more on misunderstanding. Think about what just happened at the Oscars. How much misunderstanding has gone on with the three party members? And I'm going to talk about, let's talk Jada, Will, and Chris.
Yeah.
So many people, even at my dinner table, to clients, to
Yeah.
the general public, to social media, everybody has an opinion, but we take it from a different perspective. I mean, there's a lot of misunderstanding out there. I think that's the one detriment to our society, is that we just assume what someone should be feeling, thinking, and hearing, and not actually having a good discussion on what could be. And that's where I think misunderstanding really has a big problem.
Do you think social media plays a role in that?
I think it magnifies it. I don't think social media has a role to play, no different than conventional media does, or the telephone, or email, or newsletters. They're all forms of communication. I think the social media, because it's instant, is where we kind of have that negative stigma to it. Definitely, there are some bad things that happen on social media. Absolutely. But I think what social media does is magnifies what's already in existence, and it makes it mainstream. It makes it available for everybody to see. And I don't even blame social media. I blame the cell phone for that. The smartphone changed everything. Before, you'd have to have a whole big box of a camcorder to record something, and go back to the LA riots in the 90s, to now go to anything can be recorded at any point in time on your phone. The smartphone really changed that we can get instant information anywhere in the world. Social media is just a 2.0 version of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're totally right. And I think we need to have more conversations so that we have understanding, and we don't. And we're very judgmental, and we get standoffish when we should just be listening. Right. And I think that social media and media in general is an opportunity to learn.
I wish we could use social media to have a conversation and dialogue versus just have an opinion.
Yes.
It is quick, 15 seconds, 30 seconds of an opinion, and it's out there. And then comments are made, but no one's even reading the comments. No one's really interacting or communicating with the people who make comments. Let's have dialogue. It's okay if we have difference of views and opinions. I believe in free speech, but with that free speech needs to be the ability to have free understanding. So let's have that conversation.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And I think that's the conversation we need to have, to build, right, and to learn, and to keep everybody in check.
The hardest part for me before, when social media first came out, was to find people who have difference of opinion that I want to have a conversation with. Now that there's so many people that have difference of opinions, I actually want to learn from them and understand what their point of view is. That's hard to do. It's easy to say, hard to do. I'm fortunate enough to be around a bunch of people who don't share the same vision, viewpoints, and ideas as I do. Have completely different standings in it, but we have a good, healthy debate, and we can still be good and friends and happy and care and love each other no matter what. I think it's healthy, but I think we have to come with that mindset that it's open dialogue and that we're allowed to have our opinions.
And how do we teach the next generation that that's really important?
I think, first of all, we have to learn how to speak. I think a lot of people don't know how to actually voice their concerns. And I'm speaking from a point where we can articulate what we're thinking, feeling, and understanding. And it's okay if what we understand may not be the right situation today. Take any geopolitical issue that's happened in the past 50 years. Everybody has a view on it, on why it is the way it is. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means we have an opinion or a stance on things. But that's the first part, able to articulate what your viewpoint is. Do some research, read some stuff, understand where things are, and have your opinion based on not just how you feel, but it's on the facts as well. And then have the opposing side come to you with the same mindset. They're telling you their feelings and the facts. I find too many people are debating on feelings. Why are we debating on someone's feeling? You're allowed to feel what you want to feel. That doesn't change anything. That just changes how you react to things. And so I think we need to have feelings and facts. And I think that's probably the big difference.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me and for the conversation. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to talk with you more about other things. And please keep doing the work you're doing. I love watching you, and especially the entrepreneurs. It's fabulous.
Thank you so much
today.
Thank you.